Our next guest is one of the most outspoken political columnists in the nation today, and we have a collection of her writing. It can be found in this just-published book entitled Molly Ivins Can't Say That, Can She? Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Molly Ivins. Hi, Molly, how are you? Pleasure to have you with us tonight. Please have a seat there. You're from Texas? Are you originally from Texas?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what part?
East Texas. Graduated from high school in Houston.
And what do the folks in East Texas make of what we've just come through this weekend and the week before with the Judiciary Committee hearings and all of that? What does that mean to people?
I think it does raise the always timely question: is God punishing us? As a connoisseur of political lunacy, I'd give it an 8.2.
Right.
Fairly edifying to see a bunch of United States senators on national television discussing dongs and breasts. I think we live in a great nation. Its occasional resemblance to a large lunatic asylum is purely coincidental.
Yeah.
Actually, one of our more endearing national characteristics.
But if, see, now I look at that and I don't feel like I have a grasp of the core issue of what just transpired. I mean, the guy's now part of the Supreme Court. Okay, so what's left? As we're sifting through the ashes, what can we hang on to? What can we learn? How can we make ourselves better from the experience here?
We can't.
Okay. Let's talk about the title of the book here. Molly Ivins Can't Say That, Can She? What is that referring to?
Oh, when I first started writing my political column, I felt impelled to describe the performance of a local congressman by saying, if his IQ slips any lower, we'll have to water him twice a day.
Right.
It upset a lot of his supporters, and they canceled their subscriptions and threatened to start boycotts. And so my paper took out billboards all around Dallas, Texas that said, Molly Ivins can't say that, can she?
And are you beloved by the folks who read the paper, or is it split right down the middle? Some hate you, some love you. How does that go?
They do polls every year that to find out who's the best liked and most hated columnist in the area. I'm always both.
Well, that's good. That's the appropriate balance then, isn't it? And what is the state of Texas politics these days? How are things? A lot of scandals? Not so many scandals?
Well, the speaker's under indictment again, but that's normal where we are.
Right.
We did have one, 73 to 75, who wasn't indicted. He was shot to death by his wife. She wasn't indicted, however.
And now you're not troubled by this kind of thing, and I guess it's because it's part of your livelihood. What is the most aggressive or egregious political violation you've witnessed or reported or lived through?
Well, on the lunacy scale, I suppose the Mike Martin episode. State Representative Mike Martin was elected from Longview, Texas, on a platform of being pro-family and pro-American. And he was legislatively impaired, unable to pass a single bill, so he looked dicey for re-election, and he came up with a really unusual strategy. He paid his cousin to shoot him in the arm with a shotgun, and then claimed it had been done by a satanic and communistic cult on account of he is so pro-family and pro-American. Well, it turned out our legislature had, with great foresight, made it illegal to pay someone to shoot you in the great state of Texas, and with that, Representative Martin became wanted by the law. We had to send the Texas Rangers after him because he went into hiding. They hunted him high, hunted him low. At last, they tracked him to earth at his mama's house, found him hiding in the stereo cabinet. Yeah, he always did want to be a speaker.
Yeah, so, well... what do you make of Dan Quayle? Now, I probably have been as guilty as anyone of abusing him and making fun of him and being unfair to him, but it's, you know, you can't really help yourself.
I know there is a widespread impression that the press is unfair to Quayle. I mean, we all noticed early on the guy's not the brightest porch light on the block. And there's been a feeling that the press has unfairly stereotyped him and really not given him a chance. I must tell you honestly, I traveled with him during the '88 campaign. I found him dumber than advertised. Really horrifying thought, but I honestly think if you put that man's brain in a bumblebee, it would fly backwards.
Now, do you ever for a second, in a stroke of conscience, do you ever consider if things were reversed, if there was some odd parallel universe and someone was saying things like that about me, how would I endure that? This man has lived the last 4 years being assaulted like that and worse.
Well, see, my theory is I only make fun of politicians, and they all volunteer to stand in a free fire zone.
Uh-huh.
And it's not my fault.
So you're completely exonerated then. No problem. All right, let's do a commercial. We'll be right back here.